Music volume muted.
Hey, yo, I just found a 2005 Ford Taurus on Marketplace Blue. And you all know my favorite color is blue. You know, I ain't got no eyeballs left. They're there, but they don't work no more. But it don't mean this blind man can't work on a car. But if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Below you might can do it. Low vision song and history lesson, automobile repair. Too many more things. So if you're already following my channel, thank you so much. I was going to do a YouTube video checking out this car, but I didn't want to show the people, just in case they didn't want their house or car or anything on it. That's why I didn't upload the car on the YouTube channel. I would have uploaded it all, which if I do not buy the vehicle, I might ask them, do they want me to do a YouTube video to sponsor it for them? Then I can do that for them if they would want that. But I'm looking into purchasing the vehicle for myself. But if I don't get it, because I'm doing research, because it has a couple codes on, and I'm on a fixed income, so I can only afford so much, like music and stuff like that, you know, creating music and saving for a trip to go on my first trip with my music career. I gotta save because I don't want to take no handouts or anything like that. So going to Knoxville, going to all these places, I gotta save. So I gotta make sure this car isn't gonna take a lot. So what I noticed was wrong with the car, it needs a transmission mount in the front on the left side, driver's side. It needs a little hose that would probably be under 10 seconds for me to change, that runs to the valve cover from the air intake system. And that's a simple little fix. That's literally simple. They said somebody broke it when they did work it into something. So, you know what? That don't even bug me because that's a simple little fix. The antifreeze overflow jug is a simple little fix. And if I don't buy the car, I'm going to offer them my assistance. And I'm going to tell them I can change the antifreeze overflow for you. I can change that hose for you. And basically all I always say is, I get a discount on parts, so if you want me to get the parts, I can do that to help you all out. Now, the vehicle also, I know, it has a power steering leak. I'm thinking that's from an O-ring, because right where the power steering line threads onto the pump, I think is leaking. All that is using a Ferrari wrench and taking the power steering line off the pump and putting a new little rubber gasket on and putting the pump back on, and that car should have no leaks with the power steering system. Now, it has a couple transmission codes. It can be a couple different transmission sensors. Or a misfire can cause an engine light code for a transmission. Hey Google, can a misfire with a vehicle cause transmission codes?
On the website Quora.com, they say, depends on the cause of the misfire. And though it won't damage the transmission, it could cause codes related to transmission issues since the transmissions these days are electronically controlled.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the misfire could be causing that. And I found a couple vacuum leaks that I'm thinking is causing a misfire, because I found an elbow vacuum line that has a small crack in it. Hey Google, can a vacuum line cause a misfire?
On the website JustAnswer.com, they say, vacuum leaks can indeed lead to misfires. However, misfires are often associated with the ignition system or insufficient fuel supply.
And I did notice the vehicle is on E, so I don't know if it has a little gas leak or something that gets further up, because getting to that, an E-lac leak can be from the fuel. So you can have a cracked fuel neck. That's why I was checking the fuel neck, but the fuel neck was not cracked. Or it could be something wrong with the fuel tank, or one of the evac lines up there could be pinched or something like that. Now, the Taurus wagon is a safe car, double 5-star crash rating, but I'm going to be doing my research. Like I said, I'm getting rid of my garage because I can't afford to keep the garage, so I got to make sure this is something I can get into. And is it going to cost a lot of money? And if it is a failing transmission, if someone is interested into it, I'm not saying it is. I do not believe anything's wrong with that transmission, but I didn't go on the highway. I went around the city block. It seemed to ride okay, but if I do decide to buy it, I'm going to ask the lady, can we stop at the gas station and get some speed and get it up to 55 miles an hour to see if it shifts through all the gears, and hook my phone to it to see if it's shifting through the gears like it's supposed to be. Because I got another engine light tool that I did not bring with me that plugs in and sends a US signal right through to my phone and connects to it. And it will tell me how the transmission's working, how all the fuel, how everything's working with the vehicle. It will tell me everything on my phone, everything that's working, if anything's not. And That's how I'm able to work on cars being blind, because my phone talks. I can't read that. Today I brought the machine up my mom could read, but I have her save it in a little thing. Mine has a little chip in it that you can save, so I saved the code. So I'm going to run the codes on my laptop that I have right here. Run the codes on this laptop by typing them in. This is my piano, by the way. And I got drum sets and everything for making music, but long story short, that's the update on the Ford Taurus station wagon that I just found. But I want to give somebody a shout out too today. There's an amazing singer that I want you all, if you haven't heard of her music, you don't know what you're missing. Halsey, the great impersonator, brand new, sealed. This days, I got one brand new seal, then I got one that's open that I listened to. And let me find what else. And Halsey, great impersonator candle I got when I went to the Great Impersonator concert. It's brand new, never used. And I will not use it. I'm keeping it brand new. But Halsey is such an amazing singer who overcame many challenges in her life and is such a true artist. I look up to her as a role model, which many other people do also. So if you're looking into music, trying to find a good singer, I highly recommend checking out Halsey. Back to Badlands, her concert tour is going on. I'm not sure when it ends, and I know she's coming to New York soon, from the internet said, but unfortunately I can't afford to go to the next concert. I kind of wish I could, but I don't have the money, or I would. But the Ford Taurus wagon, like I said, if I do not purchase it, I do have a transmission. God forbid if it does need a transmission. If it does not shift on the highway speeds, normally that could be a transmission issue. But what I would do, because I'm going to do it when I go back, if I do purchase it, I'm going to be bringing some tape with me, putting some tape over a couple vacuum lines, which it ain't the right way of doing it, just to let me know if it is those lines, or if the misfire could be something major. A misfire could even be a head gasket starting to fail. Before the head gasket fails, it will throw a misfire sometime, because it's misfiring because you got coolant in the cylinders where it's trying to fire, and that will cause a ram to misfire also. But highly unlike that's the issue, because it ain't no smoke coming out of the vehicle, and if it's a head, it'd be smoke. But the Tauruses, you can't tell if it's a head by opening up the oil cap, because it's overhead valves on the Vulcan engine. So you won't be able to see if it's any white up there. It'd be hidden down below. And it ain't hidden because someone did it. It'd be hidden because the car, how it's designed. But there are other ways of checking. Like pulling out the dipstick, seeing if there's white on the dipstick. Or if it looks like watery. Those are signs. But I don't see no issue with the cylinder head. I don't see no issues with the head gasket when I looked at it. I seen the typical Ford Taurus valve cover leaking in the one spot that they're known for. The antifreeze overflow jug is a very simple fix. It's nothing to run away from a car from. It's one bolt that holds it on, and 1, 2, 3 hoses that hook to it. That's it. Which the one hose on the back side that hooks to it, the skinny one that runs underneath against the valve covers all the way to the left side, the driver's side of the car. It's a little thing right there that will cause a lot of Taurus to overheat. What that hooks to, it's a little metal piece. And then that comes off. A lot of time the Ford Tauruses overheat just because that little tiny piece is corroded. If you take the hose off and look, most of the time you won't even be able to shove a little sewing needle on it because it's clogged to rust. But that's another Taurus problem. Also, if you buy a Taurus and it has a fuel level sensor code, that is a flex fuel sensor that's located inside the dash of the car. It's nothing to do with the fuel tank. But this car does not have that either. I'm just using examples with other cars. This car has brand new tires, brand new brakes, brand new wheel bearing I seen, and somebody replaced the sway bars in the front. The front sway bars are newer, not brand new, but replaced. And this front subframe is in immaculate shape for its year. Very good shape. The rear frame is in good shape. And the unibody supports are in good shape. Does have a little rust at the bottom of the door near the roof pill right where the rocker panel is, but that's not a biggie. That's a simple little sheet metal fix. So if I do not get this car, I'm actually, if I can sponsor it on my YouTube channel, put it on my YouTube channel for y'all to see, and do a video of the whole car, and I'm going to try and help her. I'm going to try and fix the antifreeze overflow for her. I won't even charge her for it. Of course, the parts she'd have to pay for, that I can get discounts on parts. I would call around local junkyards, call around different areas, see if I could find her the parts, so this way she'd be able to sell it for a little more money. and try and help her get the misfire code off. But I'm really looking at getting this, y'all. Very looking forward to getting it. I just got to research what it could be, because it could, worst, be a failing transmission. Because a failing transmission can also cause a random misfire code. But it's very unlikely, but I have seen it done before on vehicles that I have worked on. Which a transmission on a front wheel drive, you're going to have to drop the subframe to get the transmission up. But there's a little secret. I know another trick. You take the hood off. You take the radiator support out. Take the headlight support out. Take the front bumper off. Take the bumper support off in the front. Use the engine crane. Disconnect the motor. Pull the motor out first. And then come back with the engine crane. And pull the transmission out. You can pull it right out from the front without dropping everything underneath the vehicle. That's the way that I do it on front wheel drives, because I'm blind. And I feel it's safer to lift it through on top. But yes, you have to move the, what do you call it, the battery tray out of the way. You're going to have to make sure the radiator support's out of the way, the antifreeze overflow jug's out of the way. You got to make sure all the wiring harness on the motor is unplugged, or just unplug it from the brain of the car and where it goes into the body of the car. It will be a 10mm bolt that will hold it to the PCM of the car, the brain of the car. And then, matter of fact, it's better just unplugging all the wires off so nothing gets broke or damaged, because sometimes it can always get pinched or something. But I'm trying to help you all out, save time. If you know and you can see the chaining on no wire, as long as you unplug all the wire harness and the chaining on no wire that you hook up to the engine hoist, pull the motor out, you shouldn't have no trouble. But me, I'm blind. I pull all the wires off and I put them back on after. And to separate the motor and transmission, you're going to take the starter off, and inside there is going to be a little bolt you're going to feel. You're going to get a little ratchet, and take that out and use a crankshaft pulley and turn it, and then match it again to another one, and then do that again and again, and it will unbolt. Then you'll be able to disconnect the transmission from the engine that way. But I love automobiles. I love working on them. But I got to make sure I get into something that isn't going to be time consuming right now, because I don't know where my transmission is exactly for the Taurus. Because I do have another Taurus transmission, don't get me wrong, but that's sitting in a car that is going in another car, so I can't use that one. The one up that I have in the car that I've been tearing apart, that's going into the 2003 Taurus. Is I have an 03 Taurus that needs a transmission. I just redid the whole bottom half of that motor, then I redid the top half, and now I got to put transmission in that car, and a fuel lines and brake lines. After that, the car is done. I just put new wiring harness in that one. But I love working on cars. It proves life have no limitations. If you all want to see more car repair videos, shoot me a comment down below. If you want to see more hiking videos, shoot me a comment down below. Whatever video you like that I create, and if I haven't been doing them, let me comment below and I'll do those videos for y'all. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. And once again, if you are looking for a Taurus wagon, and if I do not purchase it, I'll ask a lady if I can share information or tell you how to find the car. But it is a pretty good car. It needs a little work. Like I said, all older cars need a little work. But I gotta Google it and see what's wrong with it. I look forward to seeing you all in the next cool video. I'm gonna Google the codes and go through the Ford website with the codes and see what the most common causes of that is. Let's see you in the next video. Peace.
Video. 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 Stop recording. Stop recording video. Button.